I wanted to talk to you all this morning because today is a real day. I am on the struggle bus, and I definitely wanted to share that with you all this morning. I still, even though I've lost, well, earlier this week I put out a video that I said I lost 80 pounds. Well, today I've lost 78 pounds. So you can see where the struggle is. I still give way too much emphasis on that number on the scale. I am working out in the middle of my workout, but I wanted to just be really real with y'all today that the struggle is very real. So, yes, on my shot day, I was down 80 pounds. Today, I'm up 2 pounds, making me down 78 pounds altogether. And like I said, I still put a lot too much emphasis on the scale, but I wanted to talk to you about how it's different for me today and that being obese for as long as I was and doing as many diets and stuff that I've done in the past, I really got hung up in a diet culture. And so before I've had this much success on a low dose of Tirzepatide, I would have just been outdone and I would have said, "Oh, I'm failing," but we're not going to do that today. So that's one of the reasons I really wanted to get on with you guys, with you all and talk to you all today is because it's not a failure. It is a little bit of a setback for me, but there's also a lot of reasons why your scale can go up and down. So in being fully transparent, open and honest with you all, I do weigh myself every day. And I know that that can be a plus or minus for me. However, I found that I like to weigh myself every day because in the past, when I stopped weighing myself, that's when I really started to put on weight. So for me, it's kind of like a crutch, you would say. I'm just being really vulnerable with you all right now. But I do weigh myself every day because I don't ever want that amount of weight to get away from me. Like, I want to know if I've gained 5 pounds versus I don't want to just look at the scale one day and be up 20 pounds because that would be devastating for me. So, in 2 days, I have put on 2 pounds. I was up a pound yesterday. I didn't really sweat it, but I am up another pound today. And because I track my food, I know why. I definitely have not been eating, on plan. And the last 2 days, I've taken my kids. We went out to a fun center yesterday. And then I ate really well all day yesterday, trying to get myself back on track. But I was running around yesterday and I really didn't have time to eat. So took my kids out to a fun center yesterday. We had a great time at the fun center. I am not a huge fan of the food there. Plus, one of the people I was with told me that she had recently gotten sick there. And so I was like, that's an absolute no for me. So I didn't eat while we were at the fun center. We left the fun center about 10 o'clock in the evening. And my kids, of course, were hungry. And so I got them something and I was like, I just want, one or two of your fries, but they didn't order fries, so I ordered myself some tater tots. So here we are. So it could be water weight. It could because they were definitely very salty. I don't really think that I was out of my calorie deficit, but one of my practices is that I really try not to eat after a certain time late at night, especially when I know I'm going to be going to bed soon. Getting back on track, not beating myself up. I think that's key. I think that we have to look at weight gains as maybe, I don't even know if you want to look at them as a temporary setback, but when I look at my overall chart, and I keep my track of my weight on my fitness pal. So when I look at the overall trajectory of the chart, it goes down. And then I see periodically, like I try to put my weight in every Saturday. So periodically it'll blip back up. But the overall trajectory, when I look at it for the year, is going down. So I think it's really important to remember that we don't lose weight just on a downward cycle, that we're going to have these blips and not to let it get us just completely off track. So that's another thing. Getting back on track for me today means I don't skip this workout. I do this workout. Another possibility is, and I don't think this is the case just because I know how I ate, but another possibility is I do strength training. So for me, I might lose a little slower and I have to keep reminding myself of that because I do still put way too much emphasis on the scale. And I believe in my last video, I said my next video is really going to be all about non-scale victories and how some of those could be so much more beneficial. And I have had some really good wins there that I definitely want to talk about more in detail. What else it looks like for me is making sure that I'm on back on my water routine, that I'm getting my water. I do have a trip planned to go to Costco today to make sure that I'm getting groceries that I can eat that are high protein as well as the fiber that I need so that I don't put myself in a place where I'm desperately hungry and will eat anything. So I really just wanted to get on here today to talk to you guys about a very real challenge when the scale goes up, the very real disappointment that can be filled with that, but also about continuing to walk forward. And like I said, I'm in my basement today. Just really wanted to be really real with you all. My nails aren't done. My hair isn't done. No makeup. I hope that we can stay strong, stay focused together. And I'm telling me, myself as well. And it helps me to tell you because it's also getting the message to me. I think sometimes we don't understand the benefits of these weight loss medications, especially ones that contain a GLP-1 and how it really changes your brain. And this, in the past, before I was on this medication, if I had fallen off the wagon, I'm going to use that term loosely because I really don't believe in that term anymore. You know, it's living our life. But if I had a setback like this, let's say I had some French fries last night, that would give me, in the past, that would give me license to eat whatever I wanted to today. And this whole week would probably be off track. And instead of gaining 2 pounds, I would gain, 5 pounds, and then after I gain 5 pounds, I'd feel even more discouraged. And so it's like a continuous cycle. This medication is so much more than it's given credit for. Oftentimes people say that this medication, which I'm on a low dose of compounded Tirzepatide. I'm on 5 milligrams, and I've been doing this since April of 2024. A lot of people just believe that it helps you to eat less. And I will say in the beginning that was true. Now I absolutely have to rely more on my tools. But I think that one thing that is consistent with this medication is it gives me the brain power to focus. And that food is not the focus. So for me in the past, if I had fallen off the wagon, made a bad choice, it would just spiral out of control. I'd say, oh, I'm going to have all the treats that I want to now since I messed up. But I'm not feeling that way. I'm feeling very much like I can be more in control of my choices today and for the rest of the week. And that's what I plan to do. So today I definitely plan to make sure that I'm eating back on plan and in my calorie deficit. I plan to finish this workout as soon as I turn this camera off. Thank you for giving me a little bit of a break in my workout. It's arm day for me. So I'm really excited about that. So I plan to get my workout, eat the right food. I mentioned earlier that I'm going to the grocery store so that I will make sure that I have the foods that I need today. What else? Water. Water is key. And my attitude, just knowing that it will probably come off super quickly. It could very well be water weight that I'm retaining salt, as I said earlier. It could be that I'm working out so hard and I'm gaining that muscle. That one is probably less likely because I know how I've been eating because I track my food. Definitely interested in knowing your tips about how you move forward when you have a setback or a disappointment in this journey, because that's what it is, a journey, please leave it in the comments below. I'm here to learn from you all, this community as well. Hey y'all, I am checking back in for today. I recorded a video a little bit earlier this day, and I just want to check back in. As I mentioned earlier, gained 2 pounds according to the scale. I really think that some of it is water weight just because of what I ate. But however, I wanted to get back and let you know that I got my workout in. So I actually feel so much better now that I got my workout in. I am on my way to the store, and I had a protein shake this morning. I could barely even finish this protein shake. So it goes back to really dialing in my nutrition. And I really was very hungry after my workout today, so I wanted to. I knew that I had a bag of chips that I've been saving to make the high protein cottage cheese queso dip with, but I was so hungry. I can just grab a few chips and that would be great. But instead I was like, no, just make your protein shake. And then after your protein shake, if you still want to have some of those chips, fine, you can have some of those chips. Well, I made my protein shake, and I ended up having to give that to my son so that he could, you know, go for it or whatever. So anyway, he finished up my protein shake, dialing in that nutrition, getting in that protein first. And that's why I often do a protein focused nutrition plan, because when you get that protein in first, you're just not hungry. It takes away that hunger. My question was, is the medication working? It is absolutely still working for sure. And I also asked about if I need to titrate up. I haven't titrated up in a long while. I'll have to look at the weeks, but it's probably been over a month since I've titrated up. And I don't think that I'm necessarily really trying to titrate up. At this point, I know that my nutrition was really off these last couple days, and I was eating late. I was eating a lot of junk, and I wasn't getting in my protein. So right now I am on my way to Costco. I'm looking at it across the street from me right now, and the parking lot looks really full, and it's starting to snow. So anyway, I just wanted to jump on here to let you all know that I am feeling much better. I know that I can do this. I know that I can get back on track, and just really telling you all and myself too that just don't give up on yourself. Sometimes we get off. Sometimes we purposefully want to have a meal that is not as nutritionally dense as what we could have. But the thing about it is, don't give up. In order to see improvement, you got to stay in the game. And I know so many times before, when I was on a weight loss journey, which I have been several times before, that at one point I feel like I was honestly starting every Monday, because I would start on Monday, I would start over every Monday, because I would get off track, and then I would count it as the whole week was messed up, when you should never really look at it like that. We've got to take each day by day. And one person that I listened to recently even said that we have to take each hour by hour. You know, just because you may have had something sweet or not as nutritionally dense, is what I like to call it now, in the morning, doesn't mean that that's how your whole day has to go. In fact, it shouldn't. You know, why throw away the whole day? The whole day is not bad just because you had some food that was not as nutritionally dense. You can do a few things, you know, to save that day. You can just get back on track with your protein and making sure that you're eating things that will serve you well. That's one thing that you can do. Another thing you can do is to, if you're tracking your calories for the day, you know, you might not eat
something later on that night if your main goal is to try to stay in a calorie deficit. Yeah. One bad thing or one thing that it's not as nutritionally dense is not going to ruin your day. Don't let it ruin your day. Keep on track. You all have a good one.